The Hound heard no tales if he thought kidnapping a maiden would result in victory.
Welcome back, friend. Rigord found Lady Isa. She's not as talkative as the women in Windhelm, but she's quite classy. Rigord is sure a Nord ballad will convince her to help make peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Where are the screaming mammoths? The screaming mammoths let you touch their instruments? Rigord tried to touch them after a performance in Nibelheim, and his brain still aches from the pummeling. Definitely Rigord's favorite head injury. Why did they give you their instruments? Rigord can be an official screaming mammoth? He can play the instrument of legendary lutist Frongir half-giant? Did Rigord drink a barrel of mead and find himself in a land made of dreams? These are honest questions. Rigord gets confused. Rigord's mind explodes like the top of Mount Vardenfell. Drinking mead with the mammoths was one thing, but playing their instruments is beyond Rigord's wildest imaginings. We will play Lady Isa the best ballad Elsweyr has ever heard. Oh, your eyes shine like glowing mushrooms in glomerates, and you're sturdy as a mountain goat's hoof-fed feet. We should meet to drink mead and eat wolf meat.
Why are you singing to my house cat, Luna?
Lady Isa? Rigord has logical explanation. You have great influence with the Khajiit, so Rigord wanted to impress you with a song. But first he had to practice on your cat, because he's like a tiny you.
It's difficult to imagine anything sadder than a confused Nord clutching a lute. Lady Isa is going to pretend that Ambassador Rigord did not just confuse her with a house cat. Your friend is the one who should apologize. His attempts at diplomacy have already offended Justo and sickened Al-Saldak. Fortunately for you, Lady Isa is convinced that Ambassador Rigord's intent is pure. She even brought him a peace offering. Rigord must be rewarded for his comical yet well-intentioned mission to improve relations between the Nords and Khajiit. Lady Isa brought an honorary collar and bell. He will wear it everywhere in Elsweyr, so we can always know when he is near. No, but we can all see that Ambassador Rigord is very special. This one presents him with this dignified and stylish reward.
Lady Isa is eager to use her influence to bring peace between the Nords and Khajiit, isn't she? Nothing solves problems better than a traditional Nord love ballad. Except for mead. A collar and bell made to fit Rigord's rippling neck? Rigord will jingle it with pride. Please accept this gift, friend. Rigord could not have made peace between the Nords and Khajiit without you. This song is dedicated to Rigord's favorite diplomatic assistant, and Lady Isa, and that house cat, and increased peace between the Nords and Khajiit. Oh yeah, and mead!
Lady Isa will do her best to make peace between the Nords and Khajiit, just so you can make your way back to Skyrim. This one believes she will remain here can tell Ambassador Riegert and his honorary belle jingle far away from her cat.
Riegert could not have completed his diplomatic mission without your help, friend. Riegert is externally grateful and will return the lute and drum to the Screaming Mammoths so you can go about your business. After Riegert plays with them some more, Riegert will go wherever the winds of diplomacy take him, friend. Riegert refuses to rest until Tamriel's races are all sitting together peacefully, drinking mead and singing songs about... mead, probably.
Hey, hey. So much to do, so little time.
It's happening again. I see a dragon.
Cadwell? Cadwell? What was that about a dragon? Ah, there you are. See to Cadwell, if you would. Then join us in the throne room for the War Council.
Hello? Is someone there? I appear to be back in my head. Well, my other head. The other head. This is so confusing. Wait. Things are becoming clearer now. Yes, well, there you are. Oh, so good to see you again, my friend. I saw that nasty orc necromancer, Zumog Foom. He really is a despicable fellow. And there was a dragon, a huge, powerful, eyes as big as a house dragon. They called it Karl Grunteed, means champion of the bound time. How do I know these things? Well, yes, I did. Seems the ears are as connected as the eyes. They talked about the moons, something about an eclipse and the perfect time to use the gate. I remember something about that from when I was the betrayer, but the details are hazy. My memory returns in dribs and drabs, but I'm not sure that's a good thing. If I remember anything helpful, though, I'll let you know. Where are my manners? They're waiting for you. Queen Chimera has called another war council in the throne room. Not a clue, but I know one way to find out. Head inside and see what the Cat Queen has to say.
The archives were extremely helpful once I found the appropriate documents.
Our moon singers and moon priests have always paid particular attention to detail. What did you learn?
Tharn found documents regarding an ancient agreement with the Dragon Guard. They apparently provided a weapon to use against the dragons.
This relates to the legends of Kunsari and Queen Anequina, yes?
Pardon the interruption, Queen Chimera, but that sounds like the dragon horn we found. That dragon guard didn't survive, but he gave us the Anequina dragon horn.
So this alliance I reluctantly agreed to has borne fruit.
The Cygnus Irregulars assisted, but your agent did the important work.
A weapon from the Dragon Guard. Interesting. Come, Five Claw. I want to hear your report. Agreeing to an alliance with Imperials. At least it appears this Prefect Kalo assisted you. Tell me what happened out there, Five Claw. I want to hear it from you. So that is the Dragon Horn. It is much smaller than I thought it would be, and it looks fragile. Sound it once and it will probably crumble to dust. What are we supposed to do with such a thing? As always, you have my thanks, Five Claw. Euraxia hoped to appease the dragons by assassinating the last Dragon Guard of Elsweyr. He died, but at least you acquired the Anequina Dragonhorn and avenged his death. Now if we only knew what to do with the damn thing. I know how a horn works, Five Claw, but this is a relic of ancient magic. I do not want to damage it before we learn the true significance of its power. I will have Tarn do more research. In the meantime, we have another matter to deal with. Cadwell's visions strike more frequently now, with more urgency. Tarn believes Zumog Foom is close to reassembling Cadwell's dismembered body. I want you to stop him. The betrayer of legend must not be reborn. Abner Tarn checks on Cadwell regularly. Find them and see if they can tell you where Zumog Foom hides. Meanwhile, I will consult with Gareshri. Review the Kunzari stories before we task Tarn with learning more about the Dragonhorn. A little. There was a similar relic at Starhaven Adeptorium, but I never gave it much thought. It was just there, another memento of a mostly forgotten past. The one you brought us, it bears the name of Anequina. Anequina is the name of our kingdom, the northern half of Elsweyr. It grew out of one of the 16 original prides and was named after my ancestor, Anequina Sharptongue. She was one of the ancient heroes, a member of Kunzari's Krajun. Legends and myths make up a great part of who we are, Five Claw. For the Khajiit, the truth of our stories is the truth, pure and simple. The return of the dragons began with the tales of Kunzari, and I expect it to end there as well. No. Kunzari and his company of heroes predate the arrival of the Akaviri and Tamriel. It was the Akaviri who gave rise to the Dragon Guard and revealed the secrets of the Dragonhorn. As I understand it, the Starhaven Dragonhorn was a gift. From the ancient order of the Dragon Guard, if I remember what the adept at Starhaven once told me, I assume the same is true of the Anequina Dragonhorn. It's too bad the Dragon Guard you met did not live long enough to tell you more. Legends and myths make up a great part of who we are, Five Claw. For the Khajiit, the truth of our stories is the truth, pure and simple. The return of the dragons began with the tales of Kunzari, and I expect it to end there as well. No. Kunzari...
Hold, varlet! Don't you dare attach that foot to my ankle.
This is Cadwell's longest episode yet. Perhaps I can...
That's it! Time to give you knaves what for.
Bizarre visions. Dismembered bodies. I hate necromancy. Cadwell trusts you, Five Claw. You talk to him.
Who's there? Speak up! I'm about to teach these rapscallions a valuable lesson. And yes, I plan to make it hurt. Ah, jolly good. I could use a noble squire for the battle ahead. To battle Ahab. Anyway, Zumog Foom has gathered the dismembered parts of the betrayer's body. I can't allow the necromancer to put me, back together. I'm not entirely certain. It's definitely a dark, menacing cavern. Just the sort of place necromancers enjoy hanging around. Oh! Here now! Stop that! Your pardon, noble squire, but I have to go kick myself in the head. I'm off to put a stop to these dastardly villains.
Tarn, can you determine where Cadwell disappeared to?
Of all the foolish, idiotic, misguided things that Cadwell has ever done, this may be the worst of them all. He fancies himself a hero, but he's given Zumog Foom exactly what he needed. I'm no expert on necromancy, but it's obvious that our Cadwell is the last piece Zumog Foom needs to restore the betrayer. He has all the parts of Cadwell's dismembered body, and now Cadwell has handed him the final component, his very essence. Does a soul shriven have a soul? I have no idea how the philosophy of oblivion accounts for such things, but there must be some kernel of the original Cadwell inside the one we know. It stands to reason the necromancer would need that as well. I managed to scry Cadwell's portal before it winked out. It connected to an ancient crypt in the scar, not far from the Stitches. Head there immediately. The rest of us will make preparations and join you as soon as we can.
The betrayer did terrible things to the Khajiit of old. Zumog Foom must not be allowed to return that monster to life. Do whatever you must, Walker. Whatever you must.
We need to proceed cautiously where Zumog Foom is concerned. He's not only powerful, he's crafty. He won't be defeated as easily as his followers.
This one will enjoy putting a stop to the necromancer Zumog Foom.
Garishri and I will do what we can to uncover the secrets of the Dragonhorn. Take Tarn and the others and stop Zumog Foom. The betrayer must not be restored to full power. I just wish we knew how this all ties into the plans of the dragons.
You took your time. Let's talk. Travel never used to take this much out of me. Oh well. Now that you're here, we can begin our investigation of the crypt. The Adept and the Prefect volunteered to scout ahead. They haven't returned. That means it's up to us. We must stop Zumog Foom from reanimating Cadwell the Betrayer. Something has prevented them from returning. I can only assume the necromancers or their undead have done them in. Where they were forestalled, we must prevail. Otherwise, Zumog Foom and the dragons get one step closer to fulfilling their plans. Don't be a fool. Our first priority is to stop Zumog Foom and keep him from aiding the dragons. After that, we can worry about everything else. Cadwell, what happened to you?
Tharn, old sport. They ripped it out of me. I'm afraid I bungled this one royally, old friend. I opened a portal, meant to put the villainous Zumog Foom to the sword. He got the better of me. The necromancer stole my essence, flung it to assorted ritual sites throughout the lair. Now I'm weak and my old body is being restored. The big cat and the Imperial, they arrived shortly after I did, but they didn't fare much better. I'm not sure what Zumog Foom did with them. I've just been standing here trying to recover enough strength to give it another go. Charge me up again? Capital idea, and I agree. We can't let the betrayer join the dragons. That reminds me of a time. No. Can't think. Too weak. I'll stand with you as long as I can. Could use a bit of a lie down, though.
I'll delay Zumog Foom's ritual as long as I can. You take Cadwell and see if you can recover his stolen energy.
Ah, good old Abner.
You left us to die, Kalo.
Our blood is on your hands.
No! I won't allow— That glowing cloud. It's holding this ritual together.
How refreshing. Let's find the rest of me and put it back where it belongs.
Those soldiers were under my command. They died following my orders. Thank you for releasing me from that ordeal. Other than torturing me, I think it was part of a larger ritual being performed by Zumog Foom. They were using my suffering, merging it with Cadwell's energy to— I don't know, it felt like something was feeding from me, growing stronger. Foom's followers fell upon us the moment we entered the crypts. We never stood a chance. They dragged us in different directions and immediately began the ritual. I assume Zamorak was taken deeper into the lair.
You never know what you're missing till it's gone. I'm just glad to have that old bit of me back where it belongs. What say we go and find the rest?
You were never strong enough, Zamorak. I died because you were weak.
Praying to the moons won't save you, cat.
Zamorak failed. Again.
Ah, welcome back, little energy. I missed you so.
Zamorak always fails the ones who count on him the most. Careful, Walker. You do not know the burden that Zamorak carries. The guilt Zamorak feels whenever he remembers those he failed. How dare you say... No. No, you are right to chide Zamorak. This one let the necromancers wield his guilt against him. Never again. The scent of death and decay is stronger through that door. Go. Stop Zumog Foom. Zamorak will catch up.
You're a senile old fool, half-brother. How could you be so reckless? The dragons are your fault!
Your past will destroy you, Abner Thorn.
Get rid of that damn cloud!
the spot. Did you know I used to be a High Chancellor? No, wait, no, that bit belongs to Abner.
Zumog Foom is stronger than I anticipated. Or perhaps my powers have degraded more than I realized. Either way, you arrived just in time. If I had to listen to my half-sister prattle on for an instant longer, I would have chewed my own arm off. Believe me, it wasn't my intent when I opened the portal. Foom used a siphoning ward of some sort. It redirected my spell and trapped me in that cloud of energy. They're using Cadwell's essence to power their ritual. It's rather ingenious, actually. I really have no idea. Perhaps it was an echo pulled from my deepest, most morose memories. Perhaps not. While I recover my strength, head through the southern door, I sense a culmination of magic. Zumog Foom must be close to completing his ritual.
I'm practically my old self again. Well, not that old. I feel like me. Not that other me from long ago. Oh, this is so confusing. Let's just keep going. Tally-ho!
Five Claw. This one doesn't have much time. Nalado should not be here. This one should be prowling the sand behind the stars and preparing for the next pounce, not lingering in this fetid tomb. Zumog Foom called Nalado back. He planned to use her in a foul ritual, but dead or no, Nalado is still a soldier. His follower never stood a chance. This one sensed something. Decided to wait here a little longer. Nalado thought the cloud of energy reminded her of the strange night adorned in cookware. This one thinks she absorbed the energy when she killed the necromancer and disrupted this part of the ritual. Return it, perhaps, though that will certainly shred this spirit form. No matter, Nalado no longer belongs in this realm. Tell Queen Carmira and Garashri that Nalado says farewell. Now, prepare yourself, strange knight. This belongs to you.
The cat captain, she's sacrificed herself. For me. I don't know what to say. We need to hurry, my friend. Zumog Foom is almost finished, and I'm starting to find this whole looking through two sets of eyes thing to be quite disorienting.
You really think you can stop me? Neither you nor that bumbling corpse stand a chance!
Corpse? I never! I'll have you know, I'm barely one quarter
Your life is mine, outsider!
What's...
Two of you can't exist in the same reality, soul-shriven! The stronger the betrayer becomes, the weaker you will grow!
It feels like I'm fading away. Oh, jolly good show. Of course I planned to deal with the orc myself once my reanimation was complete. Now that I'm whole, I have a destiny to fulfill. So, cheerio. I always heard that introspection could be difficult. Meeting yourself. No one likes to discover that they were a tallow catch. Try not to hold it against me. Him and me were two sides of a dented coin. I don't think the world can handle more than one Cadwell at a time. My essence, I feel it draining away. Strange as the end approaches, so does clarity. You will try to stop him for me, won't you? Finish what I started a long, long time ago. I remember how we stopped the dragons. Kunzari and we tricked Count Gronti, used his own ambition against him, convinced him to place a portion of his power in Jode's core. Count Gronti ordered his brothers to follow suit. Once weakened, we were able to trap them in the halls of Colossus. Then the betrayer, then I killed Kunzari. I earned that name. I planned to steal the power, but Anequina's adepts... I'm still here. Chimera, she looks like Anequina. So pretty. Anequina possessed a key to a special place. That's where I learned to use portal. Luckily, they cut off my head and dismembered me before I could reach Jode's core. I guess you have to chop him up again. Tell Chimera she has the key, and look after the little honor of the good steed.
Could that be the key to using the dragon horn?
The same notion occurred to me, Queen Chimera.
Wait, here comes Tarn and the others. Five Claw, talk to me. I am happy to see you and the others, Five Claw, and I'm eager to hear what happened. Wait, where is Cadwell? That does not bode well. The betrayer of Kunzari was a great hero who became a terrible villain. It took all the remaining champions and the moon priests of Anequina to stop him. But how does the betrayer's return help the dragons? A special place? That does not give us a lot of information to go on, Five Claw. Did Cadwell tell you anything else before he disappeared? The ancient legends. I have been studying them. They mention Jode's core, a vault of some kind. Kunzari tricked the demons into storing their power there, though now we know that the demons were dragons. A metaphor, yes? As for a key... Everyone, meet in the royal study. I have something to show you.
So much to do, so little to do it with. Moons give us strength.
Cadwell spoke of Anequina, one of Kunzari's champions. He mentioned a key. I think he meant my pendant.
Zamarak remembers. Your mother wore it before you. Does it have more than sentimental significance?
It hides me from magical detection. Mother would take my pendant in her hand and whisper, "When Kunzari smiled, Aniquina asked the moons to move for him."
The Shadow Dance Temple ruins? Is that where the betrayer has gone?
I discovered as a young girl that the pendant and this ancient map interact in interesting ways. I learned the stories of Kunzari from my mother. Did I tell you she was a moon singer before she married my father? She said the pendant once belonged to Aniquina. I am related to Aniquina. Direct descendant, according to the moon priests. An ancient ruin. The place was once the Shadow Dance Temple, but now it is nothing but tumbled stones. Still, Cadwell indicated the pendant was the key to finding the betrayer. What else do we have to go on? Yes, from Kunzari's story. He tricked the demons into giving him their power. Then Aniquina moved the moon so he could store the power in Jode's core for safekeeping. Of course, now we know the demons of the story were actually the dragons. In their weakened state, Kunzari was able to trick the dragons and trap them in the halls of Colossus. But one of his companions betrayed him, stabbed him in the back, and went to the place of the Dark Dance to steal the demon power. I think you're right, Five Claw. The betrayer must want to finish what he started in the ancient time. But the dragons also want that power. Are they working together? Either way, we need to get to the temple ruins. As we saw on the map, the ruins lie in the foothills east of the Scar, between Orcrest and the town of Hakoshe. We will meet you there.
Zamarak remembers Kamira's pendant. Her mother, Queen Numara, wore it before she gave it to her daughter. This one did not know it possessed such an enchantment, though.
Interesting. A magic pendant. I wonder if Kamira would allow me to study it. After she's finished using it, of course. Kamira's waiting for you inside. If the dragon circling overhead spots us, I'll try to drive it off.
Zamarak will assist.
Yes, I'm sure your fists will make all the difference.
If there is more to this ancient temple, I do not see a way to access it. This is the right place. I can sense it. But nothing in this chamber looks like it can make the moons move, or open a path to Joan or Jode. What are we missing, Five Claw? And Riddlethar knows I have tried everything I can think of. I held it out, I presented it forcefully, I even shook it vigorously, but nothing happened. I do not know what else to do. My memories and the Kunzari stories, everything jumbles together. Too much research has crowded my mind. Wait, maybe... I remember one thing Mother used to say. Maybe if I repeat her words while I hold the pendant. When a Nequina's blood calls, the shadow dance begins.
By the moons, you opened the path.
You go ahead. Zamorak and I will deal with the dragon outside. Somehow.
Moons watch over you. Come, Fiveclaw. Let us see where this leads. Beautiful. Why was this hidden for so long? No time to explore this place. I just picked up the scent. I think the betrayer is ahead of us. You said the betrayer has the same ability to open portals as Cadwell. Such power means that few places are close to him. Come, we must catch him before he finds whatever drew him here. This place has guardians, it seems, but they could not stop the betrayer. The betrayer sent that relic. See what you can make of it, Fiveclaw. The spirits awakened. The temple recognized me. I am becoming attuned. Relic. It is connected to the lunar lattice. When you touched it, something spoke to me. I am becoming attuned. Help me find the remaining lattice relics and complete my attunement. It is the only way to stop the betrayer and the dragons. The moon priests that serve this temple, they were attuned to the lattice and the hidden paths. They could move the moons and dance through the shadows. The betrayer was attuned in the ancient past. I think that is why Cadwell can use portals. The temple, the lattice, they recognized Nequina's blood and sang to me. It all makes sense now. Nequina moved the moon so Kunzari could reach Jode's core. The betrayer wants to do the same for the dragons. You must listen more closely, Fiveclaw. The betrayer is attuned. When he reaches the temple sanctuary, he will activate the moon gate apparatus and put the moons in motion. I need to finish my attunement before that happens. Sir Cadwell, you're part of Kunzari's Krajun. Why are you doing this?
I want what Kunzari hid away, and I need to move the moons to reach it. If a few cats must die along the way, what of it?
You're insane!
You talk to your new god like that? Manners!
The temple. It shows us how the betrayer became attuned. That relic, it is Another temple relic. Activate it for me, Five Claw. I understand. Moving the moons causes an eclipse. The betrayer attuned himself and hoped to align the moons as Anequina did. But the moon priests and the remaining champions stopped him. Now I see how he planned to do it. It is so simple. Hurry, we have one more relic to activate. The attunement process. Through it, I can hear the moon sing. And I hear another voice. It feels like a part of me. I hear Anequina, who cries for the innocent blood the betrayer spilled so long ago. We cannot let him open the way. The betrayer was always more interested in glory and power than being a true hero. The prize waiting in Jode's core was too much to ignore. He murdered Kunzari and attuned himself so he could move the moons and walk the secret paths.
It's almost a shame how Anequina's faithful keep throwing themselves at my blade. Almost.
Temple relic. There it is. Activate it, please. Now, Five Claw. We need to reach the temple sanctuary. I think I understand. Not only do I hear the moon sing, but I hear my ancestor, Anequina. The very walls echo with her memories. Good ones, bad ones, like the actions of the betrayer. They tell me we must seek the temple sanctuary to stop him. The attunement is complete. I feel a deeper connection now to Anequina and my other ancestors. Like I am part of the ancient rituals of the Shadow Dance. For the first time since the death of my parents, it feels like I have a family again. We must go to the temple sanctuary. If the betrayer has not yet started the moons to move, then we stop him. If he has, then we find out how I set them back on their normal course. We are nowhere near the time of the next natural eclipse. Wait, my friend. Let us talk before we confront the betrayer. The ancient memories become clearer in my mind with every passing moment. We follow the same path as the heroes of legend. Kunzari, Anequina, the betrayer, they all walked these steps to reach Jode's core. I see the truth of the myths and legends. Kunzari tricked Calgrontiid into storing the might of the dragons in Jode's core. Then, the heroes of the Krajund lured them into the halls of Colossus and sealed the doors. Yes, he murdered Kunzari and then came to this temple to gain the power to move the moons and open the way to Jode's core. You see, the path only appears at the moon gate of Anequina when the moons are aligned, as in an eclipse. True, but many died before they lopped off his head. The betrayer was the greatest warrior of his day. If it comes to a battle, it will not be an easy one. There is an apparatus in the sanctuary, linked to the larger moon gate. That is what we seek. We are about to enter the place where the betrayer faced his greatest failure, where he died at the hands of the remaining heroes and moon priests. We must make sure history repeats itself. The shade of Anequina darkens with rage whenever I think about him. Even before his betrayal, she detested the man. He was vain, proud, a great sword fighter, but full of ego and hubris. Perhaps that is his weakness, his pride.
Too late, fools! The eclipse has started. I'm going to share the power with the dragons. Magnanimous!
Something is wrong. I cannot stop the eclipse. The betrayer did something to the apparatus. The moons cannot hear my plea. No. The betrayer has set the moons in motion, and they will not answer to my song. There is nothing to stop the dragons from using the moon gate of Anequina to reach Jode's core. Not yet. This apparatus moves the moons, but the moon gate of Anequina creates the portal to Jode's core. Luckily, I sent forces there to defend it from the dragons. We will join them. But first, the memories tell me we have one more task here. Anequina's memories show me how she once used a dragon horn. The combat dragon horn you gave me. It needs to be energized, have its power restored. Activate the nearby temple relic, and I will charge the dragon horn. Everything. Zara, Anequina, Cadwell, John and Joan. All of it. Into the dragon horn.
A dip in cold hard is refreshing, pleasant, and I'm fit as a fig tree. Now, where's the evil me? Where is the fiend? Let me at him. I returned as soon as I could to help you give the betrayer a good thrashing. I feel tip-top, I must say. I thought it was the cozy confines of my beloved Cold Harbor, but I suppose it has more to do with the destruction of my other half. Well, good show. The world is saved. That doesn't sound good. Let me think. If I concentrate, I can recall what was going through my despicable other self's mind. He wanted to make sure no one could stop the path from opening. He promised the dragons. I'm afraid not, at least not from here. He did something to the apparatus. It can't be used again. Chimera might be able to separate the moons, but she'd need to do it at the moon gate. She looks a little peaked, though, doesn't she?
I am all right. Cadwell, can we use your portal to return to Riemann?
Of course, Chimera. It's ready. My portal should take us directly to Riemann. I'm almost certain.
The eclipse approaches, and with it the opening of the moon gate of Anequina. We have a short amount of time before the way to Jode's core appears. At least I am attuned, and I was able to charge the Dragonhorn. Gareshri has already gone to the moon gate of Anequina to take charge of the forces there. We will join him shortly. Thank you for helping with my attunement, Five Claw. With you and my ancestors beside me, we will find a way to stop the dragons. We stopped the betrayer, but not before he set the moons in motion. Soon they will align. When the eclipse occurs, the moon gate of Anequina will open and grant access to Jode's core, which is exactly what the dragons desire. Some, but not a lot. Luckily, we anticipated the connection to the moon gate and sent Gareshri ahead with whatever forces we could spare, which was not as much as I would like. The combat Dragonhorn is charged, but we still do not know its full capabilities. We must not waste its energy, so we will save it until absolutely necessary. Our companions left the palace to wander Riemann and consider what is to come. Find Abner Tarn, Zamorak, and Prefect Kalo. Cadwell too, if he is still around. I would like them to join us at the Moon Gate, but will understand if they decide not to.